Tonight, air travel anxiety in Saskatchewan with a WestJet strike looming. The rate review panel approves one of SGI's proposed rate increases and honoring more than a half a century of love.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Good evening. It could be an extremely long weekend for air travelers using WestJet. The airline has begun parking planes as a strike deadline looms, although right now flights in Regina have not been canceled yet. More than 4,000 WestJet flight attendants are set to walk off the job on Sunday morning if a deal is not reached. Wayne Mantica takes a look at the impact here in Saskatchewan.
This group of young people flew into Regina from Vancouver for a weekend church camp. Flying back home Monday could be a problem if there's a WestJet labor disruption.
It's a bit intimidating. It's a bit scary that, we might not make it home on time, but, I'm hoping that everything goes well with the strike and that everything can be settled before our flight home.
Over 4,000 WestJet flight attendants have given strike notice for early Sunday morning if there is no contract agreement. The company has responded with a lockout notice and has started parking planes. However, shorter flights operated by WestJet Encore will continue operating.
Now we have many mixed aircraft here from WestJet, so the jets would impact routes like Toronto, Vancouver, Halifax as examples. But we also have to remember that even if you're on an Encore flight that may be operating, your connection beyond may be on a WestJet mainline flight.
Some arriving passengers were relieved that they made it home ahead of a strike.
I was a little bit concerned that they were going to cancel some of the flights on Friday, but then they said that they weren't going to take action until Sunday.
Others have family members with trips coming up.
So it's mom that's flying, so I don't think we're too concerned. It's a short flight. Worst comes to worst, what's going to happen? I go back to Estevan, or we hop in the Jeep and we drive, 6 hours to get to Winnipeg, so it's not a big deal.
WestJet says it remains actively involved at the bargaining table, but the decision to begin parking planes means some travel disruptions could soon be inevitable. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatchewan's rate review panel is recommending the province go ahead with a 3.75% increase to the overall rate of Saskatchewan's auto fund. The increase would be applied retroactively to June 1st of this year. Higher damage claim costs and weather-related losses, inflation, and rising vehicle values were the reasons behind the increase and approval. The increase for this year will impact the average SGI customer by about $38 more a year or $3 more a month. However, the rate review panel did not approve another proposed rate hike for next year. Minister of SGI Jeremy Harrison had this to say about the Saskatchewan Rate Review Panel's decision. The panel confirmed that financial pressures on the auto fund are real and require attention, but it also highlighted the importance of affordability. We will take the time to review the report and ensure any future decisions strike the right balance between protecting ratepayers and maintaining a strong, sustainable auto fund. Saskatchewan Health Authority is expanding security measures in some smaller centre hospitals and clinics. Starting next month, protective services officers will begin working at health facilities in Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Nipawin, Melfort, and La Loche. Implementation has been delayed at centres in Weyburn, Kamsack, and Shellbrook due to collective bargaining requirements with QP. The Queen City X has hit the midway point, and so far there has not been a lot of problems, according to the Regina Police Service. Officers have responded to just one fight, 5 intoxicated people, 2 people needing medical assistance, and 9 reports of lost children that were all returned to their caregiver. Police work with real security and event staff to give the fairgrounds, keep them as safe as possible. For emergencies, visitors to the X are asked to call 911. Now, at the Queen City X, rides can come and go and musical acts change every year, but one staple that remains: mini donuts and other common fare food. As Jacob Carr explains, when it comes to eats, the QCX has a nice mixture of new items and those old fixtures.
The sizzling of a deep-fried corn dog, something that you'll hear at any fair. These Korean corn dogs, though, boasting a unique twist on the typical wiener on a stick.
Everything here is 100% halal. It's made with beef. We put cheese here, here at the tip, hot dog in the bottom. We roll it in panko, and then we fry it.
Thank you so much.
Of course, enjoy.
I love these.
Patrons at the QCX have one particular favorite creation.
Like everybody who's been ordering flaming Cheetos. And
what's the spice level on that one? I'd say out of 10.
It could be like 3.
Really?
Yeah, not too spicy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another twist on a typical beverage is Thunder Tea and Lightning Lemonade, with the Thunder and the Lightning being a boost of energy, so to speak.
So we put caffeine in both of our lemonade and iced tea. They're max, like, as much as you can give. Like, you can give flavored. Seeing what combinations people make, it's pretty interesting. I love seeing what people create with the flavors that we have.
This fair worker telling CTV News that her favorite creation is lime mixed with watermelon. With a long weekend underway and no reprieve from the heat in sight, fairgoers may be lining up for some ice-cold refreshments all the way through Sunday when the QCX wraps.
Whether it's something newer like an Oreo-encrusted Korean corn dog, or a Thunder iced tea with a couple shots of caffeine, or an old staple like a bag of mini donuts. There's something for every appetite here at the QCX. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
First look at weather, and you preferred the caramel apples. Is that what you had when you were there?
Yep, hands down. It's the only thing I need. What do you like?
Not much. I'd try something. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can get for Lee to try out from the fair later. But the temperatures are going to be beautiful. To make sure you stay hydrated if you are out and about, whether you're up in Saskatoon or even in Regina, especially tomorrow, because the heat warnings are back. We had them lifted for a day and a half, and then they started to slowly make their way back into southern Saskatchewan last night into today. So currently, or I guess today, the warmest we got to was about 32 degrees. Felt like 34 late this afternoon, and tomorrow the humidex values are looking like they're going to be nearing close to 40 for some areas. Now Saskatoon not under that heat warning just yet, but that could change. Also, more areas of the parkland, including Yorkton, could see those heat warnings coming into effect. Today we did see very warm temperatures, and they're still sitting in the 30 for many parts of southern Saskatchewan, but I'll have more details when the cool down is coming, and it's soon in your full forecast. Lee?
Slice of pizza. That's what I'm going with. Police are reminding boaters that just because they are not on a roadway, impaired driving rules, they still apply. A recent patrol on Last Mountain Lake saw more than 100 alcohol containers dumped by police and 7 tickets issued, 4 of them for open containers on a boat, among other offenses like operating without a boat license. RCMP also issuing reminders about life jacket use. Superintendent Grant St. Germain, the officer in charge of Saskatchewan RCMP Traffic Services, says a day on the lake may feel more relaxed than a drive on the road, but your responsibility to be safe and abide by the law is the same. Meanwhile, up in Saskatoon, first responders are frantically searching for a woman last seen in the South Saskatchewan River. Stacey Hine has more on what we know so far.
Saskatoon water rescue teams searched the South Saskatchewan River after a woman and her dog were reportedly seen in the water just before noon Friday.
We launched to our boats to the last seen point, and from there we conducted search operations in the water and also on the shore on the east side of the river.
This buoy north of the Circle Drive Bridge marks the spot where the woman was reported to have last been seen. The Saskatoon fire chief says it's unknown how the woman and her dog got in the water. This is the second search for a person on the river this summer. 32-year-old jet ski rider Adin Vargas Salvador went missing on the river in late June. His body was found in the RM of Corman Park nearly 2 weeks later. At the time, city officials warned of dangerous water levels on the river. Restrictions were put in place and then lifted a couple weeks ago after flows decreased. But the fire department says it's important to always use caution on the river.
You should always proceed with caution. Right now the river flows are a lot less than what they were 2 weeks prior, but river flows are always dangerous. It's a fast-moving water.
As of late Friday afternoon, neither the woman nor her dog had been found. The fire department says after dive teams searched the river for an hour, they switched to sonar.
And we will work on a grid pattern to locate anomalies under the water, and then we'll bring our dive teams in to search those specific anomalies.
The fire department is now calling this a recovery mission, meaning it's looking to recover the woman's body. Saskatoon police say they're also investigating and are asking anyone with information on the incident to contact their non-emergency line. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Celebrating 25 years and 50 years are pretty big milestones when it comes to wedding anniversaries, but a retirement community in Regina, 9 couples were honored for more than 6 decades of a lifelong commitment. Damian Smith has the story.
At Green Falls Landing Retirement Community, residents reminisce on how their lifelong marriages all started.
I guess it was in high school, wasn't it there?
Yes.
Some began with a plot twist during a double date in Dysart.
He picked Marlene for his partner. I was supposed to go with the other lady. Before the evening was over, we somehow switched ladies.
And for others, a setup in Regina.
I was shy, and she was a nice little girl.
We met on a blind date.
A series of 9 couples were honored on Thursday for celebrating at least over 60 years of marriage, a record according to the retirement community, which celebrates the birthdays and anniversaries of their residents each month.
The joys on their faces when they were remembering everything, and they remembered very, very specific items to that day that they met their spouse.
The Nowakowskis are celebrating their 69th year of marriage. 8 months before their wedding in July of 1957, the couple got engaged in an unlikely place.
On the 14th of December, he lost his fingers. On the 16th of December, we got engaged at the hospital.
As they hold their wedding photos, these couples reflect on how they have stayed together for over 6 decades.
I don't know. We just stuck it out, I guess, didn't we?
Have the odd fight, keep going.
Yes, you have to put up with a lot.
You got to work at everything you do in this world, and it's been very rewarding. We have our disagreements. We don't always agree.
Proving that true love can stand the test of time if you're willing to put in the work. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Ahead, a family shares their compensation nightmare from last year's Air Canada strike. Plus, a vigil for the 11-year-old autistic boy found dead in Calgary.
It's not good news for WestJet customers with a flight attendant strike right around the corner. Some Air Canada customers say they're still waiting for compensation after their flights were grounded nearly a year ago. Camille Carmali has more on the lessons learned from the last flight attendant strike.
If this sight of WestJet flight attendants threatening to strike looks familiar, that's because it probably reminds you of this. Air Canada flight attendants walking off the job last summer, grounding thousands of planes, leaving passengers who say they're still waiting for compensation from the airline nearly a year later.
It's frustrating and upsetting.
One of those is this Toronto couple who say they're out $1,500 after they canceled their Air Canada flight to Miami.
It was one of the situations where we got so angry we actually just had to laugh about how stupid this was.
The two were worried they would miss their cruise departing from Florida. Not wanting to take a chance, they dropped the Air Canada flight, instead booking a flight with a different carrier, flying out from Cleveland, paying extra for hotels and parking. They say Air Canada eventually ended up canceling their flight anyway on the day they were supposed to take off.
We had canceled our flights, and we explained to them, we canceled our flights because you're canceling flights the day of, and we needed to be able to get to our cruise. Even if we didn't cancel our flight, you canceled our flight.
But passenger rights advocates say that's the wrong call.
They are really at Air Canada's mercy. They have no rights whatsoever.
Arguing passengers' rights apply only when the airline cancels the flight, not when a passenger does.
Wait until your flight is canceled. Give them a chance to rebook you, and if they fail to do so or tell you we don't have any seats, then buy yourself a ticket on a different airline.
For now, a lesson learned for this couple who have this message for passengers who may be facing the same situation with WestJet's strike now looming.
Keep all their seats. Make sure you email them right away, the customer representative. If they say no, just keep emailing back.
Air Canada says it has given the couple credits for the canceled booking, which it says they've already used, but will not be reimbursing them for the extra expenses like hotel and parking costs. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
Hate crime investigators are looking into an incident in Winnipeg that left a mosque with thousands of dollars worth of damage.
We are and have been always faithful, peaceful contributors to our community, our neighbors, and our city. Our neighbors have demonstrated the same last night.
This happened at the Rama Islamic Center on Wednesday night. You can see smashed windows and actually bullet holes in the walls and windows. The center says people were inside at the time. Shots were fired from a vehicle before people got out and hit the building with weapons. It was also reported that a vehicle drove by with people shouting racial slurs. No one was injured, though, and no suspects have been identified. Mourners gathered in Calgary last night for a vigil remembering Parker Wells. Police gave an update yesterday saying a body was found on Wednesday and has been identified as the 11-year-old boy. Investigators do not believe his death is criminal in nature. They also shared a statement from Parker's family thanking crews and volunteers who helped with the search.
I just feel horrible. Like, I feel like I could have searched the areas better, but...
I poked my head in there, but I couldn't see anything, and I wasn't really equipped to go look in there.
Memorials and tributes for Parker are growing across Calgary. The Police Victim Assistance Support Team is on hand to help staff, volunteers, and anyone touched by Parker's story. The Calgary Tower was lit blue last night in honor of Parker. An update to a precedent-setting legal battle. Soon, gay and bisexual men in Canada will be allowed to donate to sperm banks. Health Canada has confirmed it will eliminate all previous restrictions. Rachel Aiello has more on the significance and the new details.
Only after this gay man launched a constitutional challenge is Health Canada eliminating barriers that prevented gay and bisexual men from donating to this country's much-in-need sperm banks.
I'm very happy things turns out this way.
Before coming out, Aziz donated to a Toronto sperm bank, helping a lesbian couple grow their family. But after learning federal policy deemed him unsuitable just because of his sexual orientation, he decided to fight back.
Why I started doing this is really the discrimination.
For decades, Canada banned all gay and bisexual men from ever donating to sperm banks. The rules changed in 2020, allowing it if they'd been abstinent for 3 months. Aziz took the government to court in 2023, and a year later, Health Canada pivoted to behavior-based screening. But his legal team argued that change just replaced an explicit ban with an implicit one, and so they fought on. And just as they were feeling confident in the case they'd be presenting at a pending hearing, the Federal Health Agency declared it was updating its donor testing requirements again.
This change represents an important and precedent-setting step.
Alongside new advanced infectious disease testing, as of this fall, Health Canada is eliminating those questions that precluded gay and bisexual men from donating if they'd had more than one or a new sexual partner in the last 3 months.
Quarantine period and then the subsequent testing is absolutely sufficient for the safety of that sperm to be used in donation.
Affidavits filed by experts in the case confirmed the donor procedures already in place are more than enough to protect against risk, including the transmission of HIV.
This policy change makes me very happy because we want to see policy align with science.
LGBTQ2S+ advocates say they're relieved and a little frustrated that it took this long for the government to right a wrong that was based on outdated data and beliefs.
I'm also really filled with so much gratitude towards Aziz for tirelessly fighting this issue.
CTV News requested an interview with Federal Health Minister Marjorie Michel, but she was not available. In a statement, her office said the government, quote, supports changes that make sperm donation safer and more inclusive, while supporting continued public confidence in the donation process. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Hundreds of British Columbians evacuated by wildfires are anxiously awaiting news on when they can return home. Evacuation orders remain in and around Boston Bar due to the Brunswick Creek complex fire. Damage assessment is still underway, but the district has launched an online interactive tool that allows people to see if their properties or businesses are okay. Fire officials say water is back on and power and water have been restored to emergency services. Residents are urged to stay out of evacuation zones and keep an eye on the latest alerts as conditions can change quickly. The fire is still considered out of control. As the U.S. and Iran trade blows against what's going on right now between those two countries, Donald Trump, the U.S. president, says a proposed deal is in place that could reshape the future of the Gaza Strip. The president outlined details on social media, writing, "The Board of Peace reached a historic agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and all other armed groups in Gaza. This is a monumental step towards lasting peace and security." He went on to say the agreement will be carried on in carefully structured phases. As disarmament is completed, Israeli forces will withdraw and the International Stabilization Force will work with a new Palestinian police force to take responsibility for Gaza being safe for its residents and its neighbors.
Still ahead, we go inside the big top of the Europa Super Circus, visiting Prince Albert.
A CFL and NFL star helping to grow the game in Saskatchewan. Tuesday on Your Morning, rider and former Charger Tavon Campbell on the upcoming Rams flag football camp for kids.
Welcome back. The Queen City X is continuing and the rides are moving. And so are the bugs. Let's take a look. Well, we are taking a look outside. Temperatures quite warm today, but not as warm as they're expected to get as we head into the weekend. Today, however, we did feel closer to about 34, 35 late this afternoon. So the good news is when I was out there, they do have hydration stations. So please make sure you're taking advantage of the hydration stations and keeping a lot of that water with you. And of course, the sun protection if you are heading outdoors anywhere this weekend, especially tomorrow. Currently, we're sitting at 31 degrees, feels like 34, winds just under 25 kilometers an hour. Heading into tonight, expect those winds to pick up. It looks like we could see them gusting up to about 50 kilometers an hour. Now, all of the heat warnings that are issued right now, those areas could see highs tomorrow anywhere between 32 to 36 degrees. That's without the humidity. And the lows are expected to be anywhere between 16 to 18 degrees. So not a whole lot of relief when it comes to, when the temperatures do naturally start cooling down in the evenings. You see it a little cooler than that, but we're not going to see much relief until we get into Sunday evening. And that is when a cold front's making its way through. Expecting those temperatures to moderate a bit, and then we'll see a cooler Monday. But I'll talk about that in just a second. This is what we have coming up when it comes to active weather. Not a whole lot this evening. We do have some scattered precipitation in the overnight. So overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, the Parkland could see some scattered precipitation, as it did today as well. And the north is looking like we'll see a little bit more storm activity coming through the north Saturday night into Sunday morning. You can see still a little bit of that storm activity around the Lloydminster area and further north first thing Sunday morning. But central southern Saskatchewan continuing to see mainly clear and sunny conditions throughout the weekend into Sunday, and it's later Sunday into Monday morning. We'll start to see more of that cloud cover roll in, and this is that cold front that starts making its way into Saskatchewan, dropping those temperatures quite a bit compared to in comparison to what these temperatures have been looking like. So even tomorrow, we're still seeing a lot of those temperatures near or in the 30s. 29 for Prince Albert and La Loche, 30 for L'Orange, 32 mainly sunny for Lloydminster, 32 also for Saskatoon and North Battleford, 29 and sunny for Yorkton, the southwest. Very warm. Maple Creek 38 tomorrow, and that is without the humidity. Expect it to feel more like in the low 40s. 36 and sunny for Swift Current, 34 for Moose Jaw in the southeast. Similar temperatures, 32 for Estevan, 33 for Weyburn, 34 for Assiniboia. Again, feeling more like the mid to high 30s tomorrow. Tonight, 16 degrees for Regina, winds picking up to 50 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow, 32, expecting it to feel more like 37, 38 later in the day, and the winds up to about 30 kilometers an hour. Now, you'll notice that big change as we take a look at the next 7 days, only for a day or so, because then we'll see those temperatures bump right back up into seasonal range. So again, 32 tomorrow, feeling like 37 or 38 degrees late in the afternoon, 28 and sunny with the winds up to 40 kilometers an hour, and it's Monday where we see a significant cool down. Anywhere between 18, 19 degrees we could see as your daytime high on Monday. Winds, though, picking up and gusting up to 55 kilometers an hour, and a much cooler low at 9 degrees on Monday. However, we see a gradual warm-up return by Tuesday, 23, mainly sunny. Winds still high, gusting up to 40, and then by Wednesday, mainly sunny, and we're back into that seasonal range. 27 is the expected high, and then by the time we get into Thursday and Friday, 26 degrees, more sunshine returning as well. So it's just Monday where we'll see a little bit more of that cloudy conditions, cooler temperatures, much cooler than what we have been seeing over the last few weeks, Lee.
But I don't mind those temperatures next week.
I don't mind it either.
I'll give you the Legislative Assembly clap. Here, here.
It's just one man and he's agreeing with it. I agree with you as well.
There we go.
Here, here.
Thank you, Sabine.
Bye.
Now, if the Queen City X or Saskatoon X aren't wild enough for you, then maybe the circus in Prince Albert is more up your alley. Jasmine Pelche takes us behind the scenes of the Europa Super Circus.
Prince Albert residents may be wondering about the giant tent that went up at the South Hill Mall this week.
This is a traditional circus, so we call it trad circus, and especially because we are under the big top. They're usually done in arena shows or small venue events, so something like this is kind of keeping circus tradition alive and bringing a little bit of that old school magic to home for you.
Europa Super Circus is hitting Prince Albert this August long weekend.
We have around 10 acts different. We have an aerial act, we have a comedy clown, we have a contortionist, we have Paul behind me is doing the sea wheel, he's from Canada, and we have also the FMX bikes jumping at the end of the show.
This is the circus's second tour of Canada and its first time with a stop in Prince Albert. Circus owner Jeffrey Barrault says one of his favorite things about working as a circus performer is traveling to new places with his team.
Move town to town every week, so we always discover a new town, a new province, sometimes a new country. For Canada last year, and we all live together, so it's like a big family too.
Barrault says he's excited to see how Prince Albert residents will react to the show. Cast members say they've already been able to get out and see some of the local hotspots, including historic downtown.
So love all the little art stores downtown. I'm an artist, so I love seeing independent art and local artists make the things.
About a dozen international performers began shows on Thursday night and will stay in Prince Albert until Sunday before heading off to stops in Lloydminster and Saskatoon. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Still ahead, the Moose Jaw Warriors announce a new head coach with Mark O'Leary heading to the pro ranks.
Here's what's happening in our community. A used book sale will be held on August 1st at 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at 101 Center Street in Regina Beach. For more information, you can call 306-729-2062. And Midsummer's Art Festival will be held on August 1st at 10 a.m. downtown Main Street in Fort Capel. For all the details, head to msaf.ca. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click Community Calendar, or scan the QR code on your screen.
The Riders looking for retribution in Saturday's rematch against the Elks after last week's heartbreaker, but they'll do it without two key names in the lineup. Defensive back Roland Milligan Jr. and running back A.J. Olette both hitting the 6-game injured list. Milligan had just returned after a stint on the 6-gamer due to a shoulder injury in the opening game. and he left practice early this week with a knee injury. Ouellette also dealing with a knee ailment, injured in that game against Edmonton. Down 2 important pieces for a game with as much hype as last week and a potentially very full Commonwealth Stadium.
Those guys, they want to feel like they're playing in a big-time game, and anytime you walk into a stadium that's got a bunch of fans going crazy, either for you or against you, that reminds you of, kind of the gladiator in the arena feeling.
On the offensive side, receiver Samuel Emelis is listed as a game-time decision. Should he be unavailable, expect former U.S. Husky Daniel Weeb to move in that starting lineup. Kickoff tomorrow, 5 o'clock on TSN. Well, the man who led the Moose Jaw Warriors to their only WHL title 2 years ago has resigned as head coach. Mark O'Leary is joining the Abbotsford Canucks, the AHL farm team of the Vancouver Canucks, as an assistant coach. O'Leary replaced Tim Hunter as head coach in the 2019-2020 season. They made the playoffs in 3 seasons in those times, 2 second-round exits, and a WHL championship where the team that playoff season went 16-4. He was also an assistant coach for Canada's under-18 team this past spring. Now, the search for a replacement, it's already over for the Warriors. Associate coach Scott King will take over the reins after spending the last 8 seasons as an assistant. GM Jason Ripplinger says he's been preparing for this day, allowing the organization to make this quick decision.
Yeah, for the last few years, Mark's been exploring pro opportunities and getting interviews, and obviously, I had to prepare myself that this day could happen, and I know Scott King was obviously a good candidate for us, and I think as an organization, when you can hire within, I think you're doing a good job.
Really excited for the opportunity from Jason and the board, and there's lots of work to do going forward here, but obviously thrilled. My wife works in Moose Jaw; she's a principal. Our kids grew up here, so lots of connections in the community in the city. So it's nice to keep that going and keep building on those relationships. Having familiarity with the group, knowing strengths and what they're good at. Some guys need to be talked to differently. It's just the way it works now. So knowing most of the kids right now is going to be a big advantage.
Training camp for the upcoming season near the end of August. 2 Regina Pats will be representing Canada at the under-18 Helenka Gretzky Cup next week in Edmonton.
Fawcett trying to reach it, worked it ahead. Here comes Maddox Schultz in over shooting. He scores!
Forwards Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh will be the only players from Canada born in 2010. The rest on the team were 2009. Also getting the call from Saskatchewan, Estevan's Boston Tate on defense and Saskatoon's Caden Schroeder. Canada's first game in the tournament is Monday night against Switzerland. And there is growing opposition to FIFA's controversial plan to sell stakes in the World Cup to private investors. The Asian Football Confederation stands in solidarity with the soccer governing bodies of Europe and North America in blasting the move. Joy Malvin has the latest.
After the world celebrated the passion of football, FIFA is now in a fight over money and control. President Gianni Infantino's plan to sell World Cup profits to private investors is facing a major backlash. His closest advisor, Carlos Cordeiro, resigned in protest, calling it a bad deal for football. A second FIFA official, Chief Operating Officer Kevin Lamour, says staff were deceived and members never consulted. And Europe's governing soccer body, UEFA, declared the World Cup is not for sale. All 55 member nations voted unanimously to boycott FIFA competition until the plan is pulled.
Nobody wants to boycott any game of football, never mind a World Cup game. But we've been pushed into this by a proposal that was so damaging it could have dismantled the whole infrastructure of the game.
Also raising red flags, potential lead investor Joshua Kushner, younger brother of Jared, President Donald Trump's son-in-law and close advisor.
Did FIFA or Mr. Infantino speak to you about their proposal to sell a stake in the World Cup? No, I never spoke to him.
If Gianni pushes ahead, critics argue that commercializing the World Cup will tarnish the beautiful game.
This is another example of terrible governance within FIFA, but I think this time Infantino and FIFA have got a step too far.
Facing a revolt and a deadline of September 19th, FIFA's president is offering members a payout of $20 million if they agree to bring private investors into World Cup business. Joy Malvin, CTV News, Washington.
Still ahead, the WDM exhibit in Moose Jaw that's a harrowing experience.
right, we're going to take a look at your rural forecast for tomorrow. Many parts of southern Saskatchewan expecting to have those heat warnings in effect. Much warmer temperatures as we're seeing on the board here now. Watrous 32, 33 for Outlook, 35 degrees for Kindersley. That's without the humidity, with the humidity feeling closer to 40 or the low 40s there. 32 also for Lloydminster, 31 for Meadow Lake, 30 for Hudson Bay, and 28 for Melfort. Spiritwood, Wynyard expecting a daytime high of 29. Close to the southern border, similar temperatures, but even warmer. Leader 37, 38 for Maple Creek, 36 for Rockland, 35 for East Sun Cypress, Rosetown, Assiniboia, and Coronach, 34, 32 Pilot Butte, Lumsden, 31 Carlisle, 30 Broadview, and 29 for Kenora. Taking a closer look at Purdue, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available through SaskTel. Tomorrow, warming up to 31 degrees, nothing but sunshine, winds up to 30 kilometers an hour, but of course not in the heat warning just yet. 31 feeling closer to about 36 by the time we get into the late afternoon for Purdue.
On Saturday, a pop-up exhibit will be at the Western Development Museum in Moose Jaw. The history and craft of hair art will be on display from 1 to 5 p.m. Visitors will be taken through the history of Victorian hair wreaths, jewelry, and other pieces that would be made with human hair. They would also learn about the symbolism and traditions that made this a common form of memory preserving throughout the 19th century. Neat. City of Saskatoon is putting temporary restrictions on new data centers while the city studies their potential benefits and risks. It comes as the Saskatchewan NDP questions why a major data center near Regina has not undergone an environmental assessment. Laura Woodward has more.
As more artificial intelligence data centers are being proposed across the country, Saskatoon Councillor Scott Ford wants the city to be prepared. Before making any major decisions, Ford asked city administration to examine the risks and rewards, including potential jobs and energy demand.
We're seeing a lot of noise out there throughout the province, throughout the country on data centers. And, this motion is for administration to look into the pros and cons of data centers.
His motion would have an interim bylaw to temporarily restrict data centers in Saskatoon until the review is complete. It comes as the Saskatchewan NDP criticizes the province's handling of Bell's proposed 300 megawatt data center in the RM of Sherwood.
When we look at the legislation and what triggers an environmental assessment, it is clear that this project should trigger an environmental assessment.
But the government tells CTV News, quote, an environmental impact assessment has not been completed for the proposed Sherwood data center. Not all projects require assessments. Whether an assessment is required depends on the nature, scale, and potential environmental effects of the project. The government says all data centers are required to comply with municipal, provincial, and federal legislation, including obtaining permits and approvals. Bell is the parent company of CTV News. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Farm boards, and they continue to get red arrows when it comes to canola. Street price down $2.60 to $706.25 per ton, while the futures price is down $10.40 to $758.20 per ton. Amber Durham wheat, no movement, $285.20 per ton. Red spring wheat got at least a bit of a jump up $9.53 to $304.88 per ton. Feed barley, $223.21 per ton, and flax is $630.54 per ton, courtesy of Bunge, those prices, and Ice Futures Canada. Markets going in different directions. The TSX dropped by 279 points, while the Dow Jones jumped up by 276 points. As for the Canadian dollar, dropped down a bit, 0.07 of a cent to 71.34 cents US. How's gold doing? Well, not that well today. It's down $57.26. Western Texas Intermediate crude up $1.08, and Western Canadian Select crude down $1.32. So gas in Regina, if you've looked around, in most places right now, it's sitting at $1.79.9 per liter.
Real GDP rose 0.3% in May, lifted by a surge in oil patch activity and increased home resales. Statistics Canada reports 13 of 20 industrial sectors saw expansion during the month, helping push year-over-year economic growth up to 1.7%. Preliminary data suggests growth continued into June. Canada is on track for an estimated 0.8% expansion in the second quarter. WestJet flight attendants could walk off the job as soon as Sunday, putting summer travel plans in jeopardy. The airline company has begun grounding planes ahead of the impending strike. WestJet and union workers remain apart on key issues like unpaid groundwork and compensation. Canadian energy giants are posting a strong second quarter. Pipeline operator Enbridge beat profit estimates thanks to higher crude volumes on its mainline system. Imperial Oil beat quarterly profit expectations driven by higher commodity prices. Those are your business news headlines. I'm Christine Lee.
Friday night, got nothing to do. We'll keep you entertained. Spring break murders at 7, followed by crime scene investigators at 8. I see a trend here. Then Inside the Montreal Canadiens. Shows all about crime.
Oh,
and big there at 10 o'clock. That's for the Montreal Canadian fans out there. Alberta. Been rocked by some severe storms, including one that hit Edmonton on Monday, and reporter Noah Rashog used to be up in Saskatoon as mid-interview when this happened. Holy sh!
Ushering people to safety and keeping it kid-friendly, of course. He was on Alberta Avenue talking about broken trees from Saturday when another storm hit. Noah says he could see the lightning hit and then the immediate thunder shook the camera.
Yeah. First off, I would have swore. And second off, this is 39 years of the anniversary today to the Black Friday, the tornado, the big one that hit Edmonton.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been getting hit by storms the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Hopefully, thankfully no one got hurt in that particular video that we have. A wallet lost a long time ago has made it back into the hands of the owner's family. I love stories like this.
We think somebody may have taken it and tucked it into the wall or in the floorboards. I think she'd be very excited that it was finally found after 50 plus years.
That's right. Sabine loves it when people lose their wallets.
Hey.
High school librarian Catherine Regan lost it in 1972. Was found during renovations at the school in Massachusetts.
Oh.
Inside were a number of photos of their 3 children who are now grown up.
Historical.
What do you think they were like when they found it? I found a what? Shh. I found a wallet.
Oh, because of the library. Is that why?